What's up, guys? It's Daddy for Speedhawk TV here today, and I have a co-host today, D'Anthony Hub. He ain't got nothing to say right now, but as everybody knows, the NBA free agents has been completely outrageous, man. Everybody's getting over $50 million contracts with the NBA salary cap going over $20 million this year. Every team was able to draft add more pieces to their teams for more money. And but the biggest thing that happened over this last weekend was Kevin Durant heading to the Golden State Warriors. What you think about that?
That was a great move, man. To be honest, just a great move. You know what I'm saying? A basketball decision.
So when you say basketball decision, what do you say? What's going to happen with Durant now that he's in Golden State?
Championship. They're trying to build a dynasty. They're going to be unstoppable. So I can tell you that. Cleveland fans, I hope you're ready.
I don't know why you say unstoppable though. The last year team went 7-3-9. So what you thinking out of 82 games that this Warrior team was
80-2.
80-2. They gonna lose 2 games.
80-2.
Now who gonna win? Who gonna lose them 2 games to?
The Spurs.
They're gonna lose both games to the Spurs.
The Spurs can get even better. Cleveland can't beat them.
So what's gonna happen in the playoffs? They swept Cleveland in the regular mean, now what they gonna do when they meet Cleveland in the playoffs?
I think they can break the Lakers record with the 16.
16.
They're gonna win. They're gonna go undefeated in the playoffs.
Well, it was 15 though for the Lakers.
15-1.
15-1.
15-1.
Allen Iverson did it.
They're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I think they can go 16-0.
Me personally, I don't see them going 80-2 per se, but
they're gonna exaggerate. But I think they can break their own record though.
The simple fact that you can add three people on your team that is shooting over like basically you have 5 people on your team not 5, my bad. 4 people on your team that are averaging at least 40% from the 3-point line. Curry's shooting 45% from 3. Draymond is shooting 39% from 3. Clay is shooting 42.5%.
And not to mention, they both have 2 MVPs on their same team.
And the unanimous MVP and the same guy that shot 400 threes last year. And KD up there shooting 39% from 3-point line.
And you have 2 guys that score in a 50-40-90 club. That's amazing also.
Yeah, so how do you combat that? Plus they end up getting Zaza Pachulia, and David West is still out there searching for an NBA championship for some reason. Leaving the Spurs and going to the Warriors, signing a 1-year deal for the veteran minimum.
Also a smart deal.
And so where have the Warriors lost? They get rid of Harrison Barnes, who dwindled in the NBA Finals, 2 for 10 in Game 7. Get rid of Andrew Bogut, who barely played at the end. Get rid of Festus Ezeli, who basically wasn't getting any minutes.
Nothing.
Basically wasn't giving the Warriors any minutes. You get rid of all them aspects. You keep Sean Livingston. You keep Iguodala. You keep your core 3, add Durant, add another big. You draft another big to come behind him that can fit the new NBA system, and you get David West, another veteran who's proven to know what he can do in the NBA. How do you combat that as the NBA? What are the Cavs going to do? Because the Cavs not making any moves. What are the Spurs to go and do? They go and get Paul Gasol. So how do you see how the Spurs fit out this year?
Spurs made a lot of good moves, but you can't count them out. Greg Popovich is still going to find a way to win some ball games. Still going to find a way to beat the best teams in the NBA.
Yeah. And to your point earlier about the 80-2, I know it's over-exaggerating. You said that the Spurs also beat them. But I also have another team that the Warriors have found out in recent years that they're having a hard time with, and that is the Milwaukee Bucks. I feel like the Milwaukee Bucks is more like the kryptonite.
They just got better with Thon Maker. You got to watch out for him. I can put just a big thing on a rookie, though. Seriously.
You put Thon Maker there as a big...
He's a key piece to them.
Okay, so if you saying that, who is your early Rookie of the Year pick that you see fitting around inside of the
Ben Simmons?
Even with the injury that he sustained this year, you think they won?
I mean, you have a lot of months in towards the regular season, towards the preseason. So they just getting started, just the summer league for them.
So you skipping. And he
just scored like 10 points with 9 rebounds. That was just in 3 quarters.
So you'll skip over Chris Dunn and you'll skip over Ingram and Patelli.
Chris Dunn got to play with a lot more good players. You got to play with Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns and Zach LaVine and Ricky Rubio. You got to see where his playing time going to hand out. Ben Simmons, that's all the Sixers got.
They got Okafor, Noel, Embiid if he ever play.
Like I said, Ben Simmons is the only player that the 76ers have.
Yeah.
That's worth looking at. That's worth bringing tickets in. Everyone want to see what Ben Simmons gonna do because they compare him to LeBron James. I'm not gonna say he's not no LeBron James. There's no LeBron James. No way. Not possible. You can't have a guy lose all those finals and then still make the win.
That is a subject. That is a subject for another video. But I also heard you say, speaking of selling tickets, how are the Oklahoma City Thunder gonna draw people in their great fan base that they have to go watch their games without Kevin Durant this year? And how do you see their season playing out with Durant leaving?
They still have a monster in Russell Westbrook.
Even with the talk that they might trade him just because he won't sign the extension.
That's later on in the season. They're still gonna bring tickets. Which I'm not saying the team is still not bad. They still have Victor Oladipo. They still have a good team. Not saying they're gonna make it to the playoffs because the West is hard to win in the West, but they still can make it to the playoffs. They win like 42 games.
I just don't see how that pans out. If I was Sam Presti and the Oklahoma City Thunder, I would actually sit up here and have to move Russell Westbrook. I would have to move him because you had to find whoever gives you the best deal for your team to progress in the future.
So you think one player? You still think that one player thing? You can get one player out with a lot of stuff. Just one player. He's just one player.
That's a franchise changing player. Russell Westbrook is that type of player. It's better. What's the point of you having him have a good season and he leaves you that next year and you get nothing out the deal? All you've lost is
rebuild again.
You gotta we can rebuild with the picks or the players that we're gonna get with him.
That is their fault. They should have been trying to make some moves to get KD to stay. You just sent out all his friends. You just sent out Ibaka. You sent out James Harden. After they lost the final, you didn't even get them a chance to even prove themselves the next year.
You just can't in the small market that Oklahoma City is sitting in, you can't draw in people. They tried to get him Al Horford. They tried to get Durant Al Horford to go to the Thunder, but Al Horford said he wanted to go to a town or a city who had a great fan base that he can feed off of.
With Al Horford, what can he do that Ibaka can't do?
Pound the paint.
Ibaka can do the same.
Ibaka stay out there at the 3-point line at the wing, and he's standing up.
He do think he's a guard. He thinks he's a guard, but I don't see Al Horford protecting the paint. Like
nobody said nothing about protecting. Said everything.
I mean, I just asked you, what did Al Horford can do?
He can score with his back to the basket and give more perimeter space for the Thunder.
And he just developed a 3-point shot, something Ibaka's been had.
But that's not the point. If you take Horford and put him with his back to the basket, and you already have Adams, who's not a ball dominant player, so he can just sit there and position himself for offensive rebound. Roberson is already out there taking up space. You don't need Ibaka out there too. This basically like you playing 4 out, 1 in, where you can change it to a 3-2 if you put him there, and then you can switch it out between 3-2 and 4 out, and then with all the motion with Horford, because you can't have Ibaka going back and forth because that's not his game.
But I still don't see Al Horford being better than Serge Ibaka.
So you're saying that Al Horford is not better than Serge Ibaka?
No way. No way possible.
Crack is whack. That's the only thing I'm going to lead off with.
There's no way possible. Like, you can't tell me that Al Horford is better than Serge Ibaka.
What?
Serge Ibaka done led the league with blocks. What have Al Horford just led the league in? Besides losing in the playoffs. Never showing up in the playoffs.
He hasn't had the team. Ibaka played beside.
They just had the best record like a year ago. Do you remember that? When the Cavs beat them in the playoffs, they just had the best record.
Ran up against LeBron and ran the Eastern Conference so long. So you just wanted, oh man, I'm just going to go out here and beat him. Jeff T stunk it up while he was sitting there trying to progress.
Then no one tells Al Horford to kick Matthew Dellavedova.
Listen, Dellavedova made a thing for himself last year of why he's deserving.
But you got to be smart with it.
You trying to pull the Draymond Green? You got to be smart with the things you're doing. Well,
yeah,
it is not going to go down like that. It's not going to feel that way. Just without, regardless of them getting Al Horford, they still bring in Sabonis from Gonzaga that is basically the same player as Serge Ibaka. And he's a rookie, and his contract is small, so you can be able to move in, like I said, another big and shift Sabonis to the bench and bring him in. That's the same type of player Serge Ibaka is.
But I want to ask you something. Do you think KD should have stayed?
I don't think KD should have stayed, just for the simple fact that I feel KD wasn't going to win a ring with the Thunder, regardless of him staying or leaving. Regardless of him staying, if he stayed, he wasn't going to win a ring. So he had to find his nearest way to a ring. Everybody's pushing Durant to go win a championship now. He got to win now or whatever. And they down him, or they talk about him demean his legacy if he doesn't win. So he has to go somewhere so that he can win a championship. So I don't blame him at all. It fits like LeBron did.
I agree with that. But like I said, I like the move of him going to the Warriors. Another move I would have liked with him going to the New York Knicks. Him and Melo don't have a ring. D Rose don't have a ring. They can help each other get a ring.
But for the simple fact that you have Rose who might not play the whole season. He's not gonna play that whole season.
I believe he couldn't
even play 82 games like most people. Or even they don't even play the last couple. He won't even play 75.
I believe he'll pull off a monster season. I believe he can give you 18 to 20 with like 7 or 6. You know what I'm saying? 6 to 7 assists a game.
You got. If you start off, you'll have Rose,
and then just not to mention they got Courtney Lee, a sharpshooter.
Who's shifting to the bench?
I mean, who would you have to shoot to the bench?
Somebody, Courtney Lee. Then who gonna play the 2?
So you think Courtney Lee? They have good backup.
You said we talking about Durant going to Jose Calderon don't play for him no more.
He doesn't.
He got traded with D Rose.
Okay. Well, I'm not counting that. That's me. That's my bad. But some people will come.
Who you gonna have? You gonna have Rose, Melo, Durant, Porzingis, and Joakim Noah? It sounds good. It sounds like terrific on paper, but it also sounds like a medical bill waiting to happen.
I mean, Porzingis could come off the bench. He still got a little something to learn, even though he's great.
Porzingis has showed that he should be a starter in the NBA.
Okay. And we'll have Melo.
So you trying to put Durant at the 4 position?
Well, he can play the 3.
Then where Melo gonna go? To the 2?
No, he can play the 3 or the 4.
You can't have 2 people at the 3 position.
Melo already 4.
Melo already can't defend. In that 6'9", you don't want him to send up there being bodied every game, getting pounded on.
At the 4, it's a new league now. Everyone
is playing
small ball.
Perimeter player.
Everyone is playing small ball, and just like I said,
until they run against the Cavs, when the Cavs finally notice that playing big will help you win in the NBA, like it always has, and like it probably always will. The bigger team usually win.
Yeah.
Let me say the bigger team. The more physical team usually always win.
With that, the Cavaliers just have to see Andrew Bogut did get hurt. So that was the key for them winning just off the back. Andrew Bogut did get hurt. With Andrew Bogut in there, he stopped a lot of things.
My thing is not the Andrew Bogut injury. The Draymond Green getting kicked out when he was at the pinnacle of his playing time. He finally figured the guys out. And then next thing you know, LeBron comes back and win that game. Come back the next game, Bogut gets injured. Come back the next game, you basically playing with house money right there. You already know. You already did it all. Not to say that LeBron and them didn't have a great game, but if it weren't for Kyrie 3, it would have been totally different.
I also say that Steve Kerr got out-coached because how I see it, Stephen Curry can't play no defense. Klay Thompson can play defense, but what is he doing What is Steph Curry doing on Kyrie?
Then you didn't want to put Steph Curry on J.R. Smith and having a bigger height advantage, and J.R. Smith was usually the pick man. So if they came, you might well just
take that.
They bought so many pick and rolls and switched it. They decided to forget it. If they're gonna put you on me anyway, why not just start it off with you on him anyway? That way they don't bring the pick, and then everybody can just basically guard that man. But that wasn't even the simple fact that the Warriors didn't score for like the last 3 minutes of that game.
True.
They blame themselves for that. They still do.
That's why KD will be a big piece for them.
You're right.
Because now you have to guard everybody now.
Except the center. Once again, they still don't have.
He's a big guy.
He's a big guy, but he's still not like. He's not like I gotta go in.
They're not known with their center scoring that many buckets.
If they get somebody that could actually like at least give them 10.
Yeah.
It might. Well, it's not even 10 points to go around on the Warriors.
How many? How many points do you think they can average next season?
They just average like the most in here, so they will average like 116.
I mean, I just asked you, how many do you think they can average?
They gonna push it forward. They got 120 now. Cause Draymond still, if Curry averaged 30 points a game, and then Draymond averaged 14, Clay averaged 22, and Durant averaged 28, that means Curry ain't gonna have 30 points a game this season. This game, I can put my last dollar that Curry won't have 30 points a game this season.
Do you think he'll sit out all those 4 quarters that he set out last year?
Yeah,
this year
he'll sit out the same 4 quarters because they're gonna be winning more games by a lot in 3 quarters.
So
this if they stay healthy,
and if how it's looking on paper and how they play on the court. Do you think it's one ball out there? Do you think it can be shared?
If Steve Kerr found a way to work out behind what Mark Jackson did, but Steve Kerr finds a way to work out the ball movement and everything everybody had to feed off of. When Steve Kerr got there, he had to find out that Klay Thompson is just as good as Steph Curry. Not saying whole player, but shooting while like needing the ball to be able to work what he needed to do. So that's why I feel like he could be able to do that. And he found out how to work with Draymond. When most people, when Draymond came in the league, said you can't work with a 6'9" guy that wants to play the 4 position. 6'7" is smaller. 6'7" at that. 6'7" trying to play the 4 position.
We're not gonna give him that big boom. He's 6'7".
He had the 4. I had to give him some.
Yeah, he's 6'7". But
he figured out a way to get Draymond, work a way to give Draymond a role, making him a point forward basically.
Yeah.
And then having him scared to play off ball since he was primarily a shooter, and then be able to give Klay his own touches. So I think he'll be able to get Draymond, be able to get the point forward. Kevin Durant still be able to get the ball when he needs to, and he can get to any spot on the floor that he wants. Something that Curry can't do, and Curry still be a spot up shooter, and then Klay be a spot up shooter. So you can't double team nobody on that team but Draymond, and he's one of the better passers on that team. Well, I think he led the out of all the 4s, he led it or was like close to the top in the assists for all 4s.
Yeah, not to mention that he had a whole bunch of triple double.
Yeah, so he gonna think about it. He'll have more assists this season playing with Durant, and you can't single in on nobody on that team.
True,
because the simple fact that everybody out there can shoot now except the center position, which is fine.
With Kevin Durant, they got that small forward that needed to knock down that corner shot. I believe with this decision that KD made, I believe that he just made it that he want to play team ball. I don't think he want the ball in his hands all the time. With bringing him in, I think he's the leader of that team now. With Draymond Green still being a voice, but I still think that he's going to be the leader of that team.
It's going to be real interesting because that first game going to tell me almost everything I need to know. It's going to be highly anticipated. They're going to have enough practice time, and they're going to come in that game. Now, that first game going to tell me everything I need to know about how the Warriors going to play this season. But guys, we've ran through it, man. 20 minutes of video coming up for you guys. But my name is Daquan.
This Anthony Rule.
And we are Speed Hall TV, man. Stay tuned for more videos. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Basically, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at SpeedHawks and on Facebook at SpeedHawks Tumblr, and Pinterest. Check out the website that's in the description below, and don't forget to check out our podcast on iTunes, man. We always have daily content coming up to you guys. Also, hope you guys all had a great 4th of July. Rest in peace, Pat Summit. If we didn't cover it in our last videos, I know it's very important with the 8 NCAA championships. So she was a great coach and all. And I'm just sorry that we didn't get to speak on it earlier or whatnot. But hope you guys have a great day. Be out.